Hi there, my name is Richard Patersoon. I'm the master blender for White Mackay, and I'd like to welcome all my friends from Heidemann. We're going to be doing a training session today on the White Mackay brand. So how do you nose and appreciate great whiskey? First of all, you need to have the right glass. This is so important. This is, of course, the Capita nosing glass. So you need to make sure that the whiskey goes in the glass, swirl it around, get rid of it, because the glass has to be clean. Then you go back to it. Now, pay attention. This is the way you hold it, not this way. Definitely not warming it this way. But if I ever see you nosing it like this, I'll kill you. So first of all, what I want you to do, swirl the whiskey around. Take it up and say, hello. Then you go back to it and say, how are you? Do it slowly. Then you come back and say, quite well, thank you very much. So then how do you taste it? Well, you can drink it straight if you want, but you must be careful. Sometimes if you're not too sure, just take a little still water, cool still water. A little drop into the glass, not too much. But more importantly, when you take the whiskey, you must appreciate it. Hello there. By holding it long in the tongue, top of the palate, underneath the palate, and back in the middle again, you extract more of the flavors from this wonderful, wonderful whiskey. Take a big deep breath, and that liquid gold just comes straight through. We're here today to talk about the Dalmore Single Highland Malt. We've got, of course, the King Alexander, the only whiskey in the world with 6 different finishes, from port, Madeira, Masala, Cabernet Sauvignon, and small batch bourbon. Top notes like orange, cinnamon, spice, hints of coffee, a little bit hint of licorice, and marzipan towards the end. But if you want to extend that flavor, take some fantastic bitter chocolate. Let that melt in your mouth. That will then combine with the whiskey and combine with the coffee. We've also got, of course, the lovely Dalmore Cigar Reserve. This is 70% Oloroso sherry butts to 20% American White Oak and 10% Cabernet Sauvignon. Smoke, drink, sip, savor, and all these wonderful nuances will come together in a loving union. But amongst these fantastic whiskies, we've got rare whiskies, the diamonds of our company. Rare, revered, 21 bottles of the Constellation Collection, all worth, in total, £158,000 for one set. Quite unbelievable. These whiskies should be revered, looked after, and of course sipped and savoured at the right time, at the right place. The magical island of Jura. This is an exceptional island on the west coast of Scotland. Very small, only 28 miles to 1 to 8 miles wide. There's only 179 people on the island. Yet the name Jura, it means red deer, and there's 6,500 red deer on the island. We have a number of different expressions. The first of these is one of my favorites. This is the superstition. Why do we call it superstition? Because it's unlucky to cut peat in the month of April as opposed to May. So make sure you always cut peat in the month of May or even June. You pour the whiskey in the glass, and of course, before you serve it, make sure you press it against the Ankh cross and then shake hands with your customer. That will bring him good luck. Another expression is the Jura prophecy. Why do we call it prophecy? Because it was said by an old seer way back in the 18th century that the last Campbell would leave Jura and he'd only have one eye. So this is a wonderful whiskey, but it's heavily peated. This is 46% alcohol. Sip, savor, and let the island show itself in the glass. So let's talk about the White Mackay Special Blend. And it is indeed special. How does the blend actually produced? First of all, you need to have 35 single malts. And what we do is we blend these malts. First of all, we create the malt. 35 single malts between 4 and 8 years old. We must get the whiskies from the Lowlands, the Highlands, the Campbelltons and Islas. So that then becomes a blended malt. We then put it into the cask. That is known as the first marriage. It amalgamates all these heavy, light, complex flavors together. Then we bring in our grain whiskies and we marry it with the vatted malt, the blended malt, and that forms the blend. Instead of bottling it, what do? We take it to a stage further. We then put it back into another set of in situ sherry butts. This is known as the second or double marriage. So when you come to assess the whiskey, immediately and put it into the glass, what will you see? Not just the smell of an individual malt or an individual grain, a combination of both. This is indeed a smooth, mellow whiskey, a blend of exceptional quality. I hope you've enjoyed that rather short introduction, but now I'd like to hand over to my other esteemed colleague who's going to take it a stage further. So until we meet again, Slanjiva.